Hitler's coming. Someone in this family needs to fight him.
First broken nail, she's out of here.
You should see the girls that work the factory floor. They actually make something that matters.
You think the rules don't apply to you?
I'm the same as any other woman here. What am I supposed to do? Just sit back while the rest of the world fights?
They don't need you.
The boys need our help.
Bomb Girls, series premiere, Wednesday, January 4th on Global.
Go get him.
Hi, it's Tim. Welcome to the Mind Reels once again. I am chatting this evening with, of course, Sue Maynard, and we're joined by phone tonight with the awesome Jodi Balfour, who, of course, is currently starring in Bomb Girls on Global Television. Now, I need to warn you again that, once again, Sue and I had problems with the interwebs. So we married our two iPhones together and recorded it. So if Jodi sounds a little staticky, that's completely our fault, not hers. So, but sit back and enjoy this really quick interview we had with her. She's fantastic, she's funny, and she's going on to big things, and Bomb Girls is one of them. Thank you for taking the time to call us.
Not a problem at all.
Excellent. So I am here with Sue, who is my creative partner.
Hi, Jodi.
Hi, Sue.
And yeah, we've just got some questions for you about Bomb Girls, if you're ready to go.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll have to excuse my groggy-sounding voice. I've got a bit of a cold at the moment. It's not ideal timing, but I'll write it down to huskiness and take one for the team.
Well,
there you go.
See, I was just going to say it sounds awesome because, you know, your accent is there, and I'm like, that's great.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Excellent. But we always like to start off really easy, though, with a kind of getting to know you question anyway. So can you tell us what your favorite movies are?
Oh, my goodness. That's a tricky one. They kind of change yearly. I guess 2010, 11, wow, we're 2012 now. I would probably say my favorite movie of last year was a movie called Beginners.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not for any, glamorous, dramatic reasons. It kept, drawing my attention time and time again. I actually saw it 3 times last year. And every single time I kind of fell in love with a new thing about it. And it continued to be my favorite right up until the end of last year. So that's the one that's kind of in the forefront of my mind.
Excellent. Good choice, though. Nice. Now
I love Mike Mills, though. I've fallen in love with.
Yeah, and then, of course, you know, you moved to Canada in 2005, I think? 2008?
No, 2010.
Nice.
What are we now? 11?
Yeah.
12,
2009.
barely.
End of 2009, in time for Christmas. I came out here, and I moved to the city. I was on Vancouver Island for a little while because my mum and dad lived there. And then I moved to Vancouver itself in May 2010. So shorter than that, yeah.
Wow. Okay, now we'll jump right into it. How did you get involved with Bomb Girls?
That is also a very unglamorous story. It's wonderful. It was just like any other audition, really. When you're kind of starting out like I am, one doesn't get to choose one's project. Projects kind of choose you. And so I got it like I would any other audition. I heard about it 2 days before the time. I had to self-tape, of course, because I'm in Vancouver, and they were casting out of Toronto at the time. And so it's kind of a ridiculous story, but it was the day my nephew was born, and it was all very rushed because I wanted to get to Vancouver Island to go and see him.
Aww.
And my good friend, who I co-own a coffee shop down in Gastown in Vancouver with, is a photographer as well, and she filmed me in our coffee shop washroom. It was the quietest place we could find. It was 7 a.m. in the morning, and I had to catch an 11 a.m. ferry or something.
Oh,
Lord.
We taped the 3 scenes with my other good friend Jonathan reading for me, and it was all very makeshift and very ridiculous, but I fell so hard in love with the project that I think I managed to find a playfulness with it right from the beginning, and so I wasn't as nervous, and it didn't take as long as other self-tapes, because I usually hate self-tapes. It's so intimidating, and you have no guidance, outer guidance, and you're kind of just shooting from the hip a little bit. And so we sent that off, and it wasn't until like 3 weeks later, I think they probably like passed over my tape the first time, and then they were struggling to cast Gladys so much that they probably rewatched tapes, I think, and gave me another shot. And I did a second taping from Vancouver, and that was kind of the one that led to the screen test, which then inevitably booked me the role. So it was it was a long road, but an exciting one for sure.
That's insane, because I now, having seen like the 2 episodes, I couldn't see anybody else as Gladys.
No.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I remember reading the sides the very first time I heard of the project after my agent called me, and it was like I was going to either be hideously depressed if I didn't get the role, or like the most ecstatic person you've ever met if I did. So it was never going to be a grey response.
Now, did you know anything about this side of World War II history? Because I knew a little bit, like I'd seen like some of the promotional posters and that kind of thing, but I've never actually heard the story told before, so I knew almost nothing about it.
Yeah, I don't think so. I get confused. Like I feel like somewhere in the back of my brain I knew that woman stepped in to fill the men's role during the Second World War. I didn't know so specifically that Canada was so heavily involved. South Africa being a Commonwealth country as well, and definitely we participated in the Second World War by sending troops to join the British armed forces as well. But I didn't know in detail the sort of the process that took place in terms of like women sort of igniting the sense that women were just as capable as men. I didn't understand the sort of undertones of the liberation movement that were attached to this whole part of history.
Yeah.
And I definitely didn't know it about Canada. But that's my own sort of ignorance coming from a different country,
Oh.
Yeah, we don't have the same excuse.
Yeah, well, I just knew some of the posters, would do our part and stuff. I had no idea like how involved it was. It's a much more concrete experience watching it on television as opposed to reading like a couple lines in a history book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And it's funny, actually, I remember trying to dig up as much Canadian literature about the subject when I was doing a bit of research for the role, and there's not even that much written from women's perspective at the time, talking about it. The stuff I could find that was sort of more concrete was female artists of the time, and a combination between World War I and World War II, who were commissioned by the Canadian government to kind of document women's roles in the First and Second World War. And that was the most sort of factual stuff I could get my hands on that was written by women who had sort of experienced it firsthand. So I think it's not everyone's fault that a lot of people don't know about this, I think
Yeah, true.
it's readily available. It's definitely not in the history textbooks that we all read and learn from.
No, which is just so sad, because that's one of the things we both kind of commented on our blog, is that it's just hard to believe that amount of sexism existed then. I mean, people tell me it exists now, but it just blew me away to watch it. Like,
it's a lot more open then, I guess.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, of course. And just kind of the norm, And I suppose we've seen it a little bit in shows like Mad Men. Or
Yes.
that kind of thing as well.
That's exactly the comparison I made.
Yeah, I remember watching the first season of Mad Men and gasping as well, being like, no, I couldn't have, no. And that's the tricky part, because especially with someone like me, I often, protest that I was born in the wrong era, and I love that era so much, but then I think about what the reality of probably what it was like to live back then, and I'm not sure it would have felt as glamorous as it appears to look nowadays,
Okay, see, right there makes me want to jump ahead just a bit, because I actually wrote as well that I love all the clothes and the music and stuff. I love the era and the genre, and your costumes are fantastic.
Yeah, Gladys gets the best clothes.
Oh man, I know, it's ridiculous. I feel so spoiled on the show as well, because I get to play the girl who comes from money. Of course, with that comes the most fabulous dresses and things like that, which a lot of the other girls didn't get to enjoy. And so there was this running commentary and teasing of me that I always got to wear the best and most diva-like outfits. And yeah, oh man, Joanne Hansen is the wardrobe designer for the show, and she's one of the most thorough, phenomenal artists I've met in terms of wardrobe designers and things like that. She's just so full on and so knowledgeable and so excited about the clothes as well. Every wardrobe fitting was like being a kid on Christmas morning. It was so wonderful. Yeah, and I agree with you, Timothy. Like that era, I just don't think anything was unflattering. It was amazing. Everyone looks so good in those clothes. It's incredible.
Now, did you have a favorite outfit?
Oh, that's so tough. I had so many good ones.
And we've only seen 2 episodes.
That's true.
There's probably better ones
I'm
coming
trying
up.
to think. In fact, last episode, the dress I wore to the dance when Gladys takes James to the dance, that black dress, it has like little gold embellishments on it. I loved that dress, the way it felt. And that we have seen. I'm trying to rack my brains. There's so many to keep up with. Next episode, I get my most sort of lavish outfit. Tomorrow night's episode
Excellent.
is quite wonderful as well. It's like this beautiful ruby-colored satin or silk gown.
I think Jamie sent us a picture of that.
Yes, with the I'm not sure what poor animal died with it around my neck, but there's a fur that I wear as well. That's awfully glamorous, and I felt like $1 million in that outfit. I don't know. They were all wonderful. I don't think I have one favorite one.
Excellent. Now you've got a great, fantastic cast around you. What was it like working with the rest of them?
Honestly, dream stuff. I feel like I've been ruined for the rest of my life because it can't get any better than that. Obviously, Meg Tilly is just such a mentor, and she's like a walking acting lesson. It's quite incredible to watch her. And it's so fun. It's the best fun now is sort of having the retrospect to look back and remember what it was like to watch her on the day, like on set.
Right.
And now to see those scenes as we watch it on air, and the scenes between her and Peter Outerbridge, oh man, they're electric. So wonderful.
Yeah.
She was just incredible. As a human being, she was always open to sort of offering anything we were interested in hearing about, and then also just as an actor, one of the most giving actors I've ever worked with. She's just always there with you. If it's her close-up or your close-up, it makes no difference. She's there 110% every single time, which is just exciting. It makes showing up to work that much more exciting and challenging and rewarding and all those things. And the rest of the girls have honestly become some of my closest friends, so that says it all.
That's great.
It was such a community. It's a lot to be said for the showrunners and the executive producers on the show, Adrian Mitchell and Michael McClellan and Janice Lindman. They really created a family. It was quite incredible. It was just so special.
Now, there's been rumors that if this does well enough, that you guys could come back for a second series.
There have been those rumors. I think we're all hoping for that, to be honest. It was such an incredible show to work on and such an important story to tell, and I think we all kind of felt like we'd only scratched the surface.
Okay.
And that there's a lot more story to tell, and that we've only just kind of got our claws sunk into these characters as well. And then it was called a wrap, So I think if people were excited about it, we'd all jump at the opportunity.
Because we'd love that. We were talking about it the other day with a couple of our friends, saying even if you guys did used a BBC model and did 6 episodes a season, and then just do quality over quantity, and that would be brilliant. Yeah.
Totally. I must say I'm a huge fan of the miniseries, and I think it kind of it captivates people's attention because there's not this kind of ever ongoing idea that the show will be here forever. But it also, like you say, the quality of the show, because you don't have to stretch storylines over such a long sort of time
I've been exhausted after each episode.
It's a very different kind of show,
Yes. Oh, fantastic show. Now, here's a quick question then. If you didn't play Gladys, who else would you want to be on the show?
Oh, that's such a good one. I hate that I have to admit this because Ali Liebert's going to rub her
Oh, see, I think...
He's going to enjoy that one.
She completely blew us away in last week's episode. I think she stole the episode from everybody.
Yeah, she owned that one.
Incredible.
Yeah.
She's unbelievable, that girl.
Yeah.
Really, really is.
Now, do you have a favorite character moment for Gladys?
That you can tell us about.
I think my favorite episode to act, and I'm not sure if it was a combination of finally feeling comfortable with the character and the crew and the cast and everyone, or whether it was really about what was happening in the story. But episode 5 and 6 are definitely my favorite to act. And there's a moment in episode 6, I think. Oh, I get them so confused because we block we shot everything. So we'd do like one scene from episode 5 and one scene from episode 6 within like 3 hours of each other. They all blur into one. But there's a moment with Gladys and James towards the end of the series where I have to hide or bury my pride and really face the reality of things. And that was a really, I think, kind of a seminal moment for Gladys, and I really enjoyed doing it. So not to give too much away.
No, but now I'm just peaked.
That's just enough. I can't wait.
To kind of just finish up, do you have anything on the horizon now besides Bomb Girls to watch out for?
Not as of yet, nothing I can announce yet, but there's a few possible things in the pipeline that I should sort of be able to talk about within the next little while.
That's awesome.
But it's kind of too early to speak of. But yeah, no, right, for this month I've just been hanging out with family and moving house.
I heard.
Remembering what it's like to get 9 hours sleep.
That's great. Well, Jodi, thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Despite technical difficulties at the beginning.
And
no worries.
Oh, and just excellent, outstanding work on the series. So we definitely hope it comes back for a second run.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Your support means a lot to us. I know we've all really, really enjoyed your weekly reviews.
They're still coming.
Oh, and see, now I'm blushing. Thank you, Jodi.
It's awesome. I can see it.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jodi.
Take care.
Okay,
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
There's a time in our history
Rate he's going, Hitler will be coming up on beaches by Christmas.
Hustle in, girls!
when everything changed.
Can't believe I have a real-life bomb in my hand. You trying to get us killed?
You ladies need a firm hand?
No, we don't. Take a hike.
You girls are only filler till the boys get home.
I'll be working the floor any day now.
Good. The more bombs, the better. Look at them women down there. Who'd have thought?
It seems like someone else wants to cop a feel. For a little rich girl on a field trip.
Laugh or cry, you're not working the floor, you're in the office. That was the deal.
But I've seen more these past days. I've done more. I've never felt so alive.
All you have to worry about is dressing your girls for their shifts.
You're helping to kill someone else's boys. You will walk out of the rumble with nothing.
This world we live in, anything could happen.